Hi, everybody. I wanted to give you a few words of instruction on this last final assignment that you're going to do in the class called the My Theory paper. So you'll see, as always, there's a Dropbox created for this assignment, and I've also given you a PDF file which gives you some instructions on how the paper's to be written, how long it's supposed to be, and I give you some instructions on kind of what I'm looking for in this personal reflection paper. But I thought I might just also post a little video and just kind of highlight what exactly I'm kind of looking for in this assignment. And again, I put this assignment at the very end of the class on purpose because I wanted to give you as much opportunity as you could to learn about and think about a variety of different approaches as far as counseling and helping people that you might be able to draw from as you are writing this paper. So, as you know, in this class, one of the things we're doing is we're looking at, for example, Sigmund Freud, and we're looking at Carl Rogers, and we're looking at Albert Ellis, and we're looking at William Glasser. And even in some of the lecture videos, I have shared with you maybe even some of my own beliefs, kind of some of my own views. And we've learned about Freud's views and Glasser's views and Ellis's views about people and problems and counseling and human nature and all that kind of stuff. So we're learning about all these different views, these men and their different views about people. This assignment really, though, is about you and your view, because someone said a long time ago, all of us have a theory. It's just a matter of what is it. We all come into this class, and whether we've thought about it or not, we have our own personal beliefs, just like Ellis did and just like Rogers did. We have our own beliefs about what we believe and what we know to be true about people, about human nature, about problems, about change, about growth. All of that, all of us already have that. We bring that to the table with us. And like with Freud and like with Glasser and like with Ellis, those views are probably informed by and shaped by all kinds of things. Our views are shaped by the family that we grew up in. Our views are often shaped by our experiences in our lives, whether in childhood or as younger people. Our views are often shaped by our nationality or our ethnicity or our race sometimes. Our views are shaped by our faith expression, our religion, or how we were taught growing up, for example, and what do we believe on more of a spiritual level. Um, our views are shaped by our generation and how old we are, and maybe even what part of the country in the US we grew up in. There's all kinds of things that shape our own personal views. And that was true for you and me. It was true for Ellis and Freud and Glasser. They were all shaped by their own personal experiences and their personality and, their own political and religious persuasions, just as we all are. And so this paper is an opportunity for you to do something that might be difficult to do. It might be easy to do. I want you just to share with me, what do you think? So now that you understand what Freud thought and what Glasser thought and what Albert Ellis thought about human nature, let me ask you this question. What do you think about human nature? And there's no right or wrong answer to that. It really is just, what do you believe? And I wanted to make sure I put this assignment at the end of the class so that you at least have a little bit of some exposure to some different ideas. But I'm not looking for different ideas in this paper. I'm looking for your ideas, okay? I'm looking for, what do you believe? So I want you to think about that. Use the outline that I've given to you to kind of get your thoughts together on, what do you personally believe and why do you believe that way? I want you to write it up. There's no standard format as far as how you have to write the paper. It doesn't have to be PLA or MLA or APA. Write it in just a standard double-spaced college essay format. With the cover page would be awesome, and just be thoughtful is what I always tell students. Be thoughtful. In other words, don't just throw something together. Think about it. It's good for you and I to think about, where do we come from as far as our own personal beliefs and where do we stand. You do not have to in this assignment. Occasionally students will try to do this. You don't have to do this. I'm not looking for you to compare and contrast what you believe with, say, Sigmund Freud, or with what you believe with, say, Albert Ellis. I'm not looking for that. I really just want to hear from you. So, for example, you do not have to write in this paper something like this. Well, similar to Albert Ellis, I believe X, Y, or Z. Or opposed to Carl Rogers, I'm not looking for you necessarily to compare and contrast where you stand with the different theories and theorists that we've talked about in this class. That's kind of easy to do in a paper like this. You can do that if you want to. That's not really what this assignment's about. I could have given you this assignment on the very, very first day of class, Would have been a little harder to write then because you don't have all the theory background to kind of pull from and get your kind of brain thinking a little bit. But we could have done this assignment on the very first day or the first week before you even knew what Albert Ellis said or even knew who William Glasser is and what he believed, right? Because you have those beliefs. You brought them with you into the class just like I did when I came into the class as well too. So very simple, but I also too want it to be a good experience for you as you write this personal reflection paper on where do you stand? What is your theory? Imagine, I sometimes will tell students with this paper, imagine that next semester you came back to this class and I said, hey, instead of coming and talking, I want you to be a guest speaker. Instead of telling us about what you learned about William Glasser and his theory, reality theory, which we're going to learn about here soon, tell the class what you think. What is your theory? You can name it after yourself if you want to, right? Just like Alfred Adler named Adlerian theory after himself, right? You can name it after yourself if you want to, right? What is your belief? What are your beliefs? Where do you stand when it comes to human nature, when it comes to change, when it comes to beliefs, or when it comes to problems, growth, helping, all that kind of stuff? Use the outline I provided for you to guide you as you write up your own beliefs. Drop it in the Dropbox. Once you have that done and you're done with our last couple of modules on reality theory and take the last quiz, then you are done. This is the last, as far as the timeline goes, this is the last thing that's due in the class. It's due by the end of the day on Tuesday the 12th at 11:59 or midnight at the end of the day on Tuesday. So let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to reading and hearing about where you stand on a number of different things. I'll see you next time.